Hey guys, welcome back to Minecraft, episode 15? 15? 15, I think. Just heading down to my combined zombie skeleton spawner. Oh, let's turn that down before anything gets crazy. Let's just do that. Yeah, I just need to finish repairing my new tools. I've spent pretty much the whole week just replacing all the gear I lost last episode, and it has been an ordeal. I think in the last episode I did I was checking how many times I died to mobs so I could see how many times the warden had killed me. Let's see how many times the warden actually ended up killing me. 16. I thought it was worse than that. Yeah, since last week, I've had 3,000 more skeleton kills and like 2,500 more zombie kills. Because I've just spent like pretty much the whole week in this tiny little room getting XP, trying to get like enchantments on books and things, because I still haven't done my villager trading setup. I thought, oh, I'll save that for my backup set. I wish I'd just done it now, because yeah, I'd spent a whole week in here just grinding XP. Got my gear fully enchanted again. I just need to turn it all into netherite. But yeah, I just need to repair this. And yeah, I haven't actually shown this off properly on camera, so I thought I'd show it off. Behind here is a zombie spawner, and under here somewhere there's a skeleton spawner. They're so close to each other that I can use them both at the same time for an XP grinder. And then I've just been like saving armor drops and bone blocks and things. And then this is why I don't have an infinity bow. I have a mending bow, because so many arrows. These aren't full because I've just been loading up this and firing them at a cactus just to get rid of them because it's just got out of hand. I won't need to use this place again after this, in theory, because I plan on getting villager trading set up relatively soon, and that can just be an XP source in the town, so I don't have to keep coming back here. And I'm fully repaired, so time to go back to town and see how many netherite upgrades I can do. So I'll see you there. Let's do the netherite first. Oh, wait a second. I only have 3 ingots left. Oh dear. Okay, well, I planned ahead, but not far enough apparently. I've only got 3 netherite ingots, so I need to also, I always forget, I need these now. Let's just take 1, and I want to duplicate them because I don't know how to do that. I think I need diamonds, 7 diamonds each, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm pretty sure to duplicate this, I need netherrack. So let's grab some of that. I guess I need to go grind for some more ancient debris. So I've made some updates in the castle. I'm going to look for a smithing table, but I might as well show you this now because it kind of leads into that. I figured out what to do with these little towers. This will be a villager trading station, but I don't really have much use for the trades that a loom gives you, so it's just one of those in there. I've got 3 farmers, is it, with the composter? 3 farmers in here, which are like extra farmers, because I'll want to get like golden carrots and stuff, and I'll want a lot of those, so I've got 3 of those. This will be like a armory smithing, weapons smith area. So I've got, I think this is for leather worker and so on. This is like a placeholder. I'll build like a little forge here. I want to use lava, but I have a wood ceiling here, so maybe I redesign this corner or something. I don't know yet. But yeah, then we've got these little like kiosks, I guess, for whichever one this is. Right. Let's do tools or armor. Tools or armor. I think I'll do my armor because I've got 3 pieces of that to do. And I still don't have the achievement for covering yourself in like a full set of netherite gear because my chest plate is still diamond. Right, so yeah, that's this room. This room is just going to be like a connection to this room, which will be like a cartography room. I want to put like another desk in here, I think, and here, and make it look like they're like poring over maps in here or something. But then I've just got this one little station, and then to like trap the villager in, there's the light will like stop them escaping. The big tower, this will be for masons. At some point, I'm sure I'll want tons of quartz, but also it might be cool to, I'll do like multiple floors, and it'll be cool to get like maybe one of each of the like terracotta colors or something from each of the masons in here. And in here, this, I don't know, I'm gonna have to decorate this room somehow. But then here's like a little like dining table sort of thing. Yeah, because the kitchen is down here, which is where I've got the other like food trades. And then this will be a library of sorts, and I'll have all the different book trades that I want, hopefully. And then I've got one more thing I didn't show in the castle video because I've made some chests. This is my music corner, and I've added some not chests, barrels with the different books and stuff in. And I've been preparing. I need an efficiency book to get my shears back, and then I need some tridents, and I've got 2 tridents kind of ready to go. And then yeah, something I forgot to show off last time was the ceiling in here. I did mention I've got this window for flying into if I need to get in here quick to sleep, but also if I'm coming in too quickly or something, or the wrong angle, I do have another way in on the roof. Got a trapdoor in here, and they just drop onto the bed, and I don't know if it's no damage or reduced damage, but yeah, it's another quick way in. Also, quick update, I do actually want to go in here. I got the armor stand book thing, so I have now readjusted the suit of armor over here. So, and he's holding a sword. I don't know what I've done that you can't see the brown bits on the leather armor now, but yeah, I've got a stone sword, so it's grey to match the grey leather armor. But I don't know if I want to swap it out for iron, so it kind of matches the quartz block a little better. I don't know. I'll have to try that at some point. The only other thing I've done is I've prepared build materials and like the area to build the last 2 farms here. So I've got the melon pumpkin farm, got all this ready to go, and over here I have stuff for an iron farm, and yeah, the building around it. And I think that's it for off-camera updates. So yeah, today's main thing is going to the desert village and converting it. So I have pre-prepared these shulker boxes full of stuff. So yeah, I've got like a bunch of wood types, brought a bunch of saplings. I don't know if I'll use them necessarily, but I could use them for plant pots I could use them in, that's something I've forgotten. Where are my plant pots? Here we go. But yeah, I've not previously designed anything for this village, like redesign. So I'm gonna wing it, and because I'm gonna wing it, I will switch to narration mode. So as I fly over to my nether portal that's attached to the roof, I will switch over to narration mode, and I'll see you in the desert. Okay, so I switched to narration mode because I want to talk about like the world building stuff that I've mentioned in the last few episodes. So if you missed me talk about it previously, my goal is to kind of like build a world, not just like, oh, here's a town, here's a village. I want to build like history into my Minecraft world, and kind of some like loose lore and like stories and stuff to give meaning to why builds are the way they are and all that sort of stuff. So I've been trying to like think of ideas and stuff recently, and an obvious one that I could do is what I'm doing now, which is build a village in different biomes. And while I've been making this video, Mojang has put out the new snapshot where they've got those experimental changes to the way villager trades work with the librarians, where you can only get certain book trades from certain biomes. So this could be a good way for me to sort of work that into my Minecraft world, is go to these different biomes and build new villages there, especially the places that don't have a village spawn in them. So it folds into what I'm already doing, right? Like I've got this outpost in this desert village where someone's come from the original starter village, and they've like gone out exploring and they found this place, and they brought like the copper worship thing from the old village, and now you see there's all these orange and blue tones in this desert village now. So that's like an easily translatable thing, right? I've got like this running thread already of the people from the village being explorers, so I can expand that easily. But also I want to kind of use it as a way to express myself in my builds. So by that I mean working my interests in somehow, like paying homage to stuff that I'm into. Like when I get around to doing like fantasy builds and stuff, visually referencing Lord of the Rings somehow. Or when I get to like futuristic stuff, I don't know, Mass Effect, that's like a big thing for me. Also I want to do stuff that's like non-biome specific, so like outposts in places where I'm not just doing it for the villager or whatever. Stuff that would make sense from the perspective of these people are exploring and they're investigating the world around them and stuff. And then I've just kind of alluded to it, but I have this sort of loose plan of like this tech tree, like you would get in a strategy game or something, where as I build like settlement by settlement, the technology level will increase as I go. So like the starter village was meant to be a kind of like medieval era sort of thing, with like maybe a little bit of modernization, like I've got that big crane next to the mining hole. And then like the town that I've been working on, that's kind of more like Victorian era-ish with some modernization. Wait till you see the iron farm that I've redesigned. And then eventually when the town's done, I'd like to move on to somewhere and do like a modern day city. Right now working on the Victorian town sort of thing, that's out of my comfort zone build-wise. So I've been struggling. I think a modern day city, I'm really going to struggle with that. But I'm like pushing myself to try and do something different and explore how to go about doing that sort of build style. And then after that, futuristic stuff. So I've already said Mass Effect. It'll be really cool to try and do that sort of like, I'm thinking like on the Citadel, like all that like sleek, like shiny white stuff. Like, I don't know, that's like way down the line. I've got a whole city to build before I get to that. But like, that's the sort of like progression that I have in my head of where this Minecraft world's going to go eventually. But then I also mentioned like fantasy style stuff. So one of the things that I originally planned to do in the starter village is in the woods, like over the lake. I wanted to have like elven towers and stuff in there to kind of suggest that there's some sort of like other ancient history to the place, and there's magic in the world. And I feel like even though I'm doing these like Victorian builds and I'm talking about like modern day cities and stuff, you still got to fold in magic, right? Because it's still Minecraft and there's still potions and enchanting and stuff. So yeah, that's another thing. Like, I'm trying to take Minecraft itself into account in the world building. So the thing that's been like the main thread so far is the like copper religion type belief system thing, where I think I want to evolve that as well in the sort of tech level sense that I've just described. So like in the village, it's where it happened, right? It's where they were visited by this entity, this being from the nether, who taught them how to work metals and taught them how to use copper. So they know the history there, right? They know that it happened. But as you move out into the town, maybe it's slightly more modern era and people are starting to question, did that really happen, or is it more of a myth? And then once you get to like the modern day city, it becomes even less like a religious thing, a religious symbol. And instead now maybe copper and those colors that I used in builds to represent it, maybe the way they're used changes somehow, and it's treated even more like a myth, maybe. I don't know how it's going to work yet, but that's another thing that I've been thinking about. But I think along those lines, I do need to go back to the starter village and build something that really emphasizes this copper thing a lot more. I need it to be more present there so that when it shows up less in the more modern era stuff, you can look back at the starter village and be like, oh, this is where it all started. As the society moves further away and gets bigger and forgets its history, maybe, yeah, you can still find the root of it there. Then also I've been talking about it like a tech tree, right? So tech tree, you have multiple branches. So when we get to like the modern day city or something, or when we get to the bit where it gets more futuristic, it could branch in different directions. So another thing that I've built is the spawn egg temple, and that has some of the copper stuff there, but it also has the other sort of like world history symbol that I want to build into the world and like represent in multiple places, which is the geode stuck in the floor, right? So that could be the symbol for some other civilization, some other population of people in the world, and it could be used in the same ways as the copper is. So maybe in a different town or a different city, or like an outpost or something, the geode colors could be represented over copper, and you'll see like a lineage from some other place represented in a build somehow. Or now that I'm saying it out loud, I think maybe I could make the geode could be the elf symbol for like when I get to like fantasy build and stuff. Yeah, so that's where my head's been at, and I have a tendency to like plan stuff and then never follow through on those plans. And this is all like way down the line. I'm like not even halfway done with the town yet, but I think all the redstone and stuff, that's all pretty much done now. I've got the last 2 planned farms ready to go, and then after that I need to build a honey farm and a little sniffer area, and then it's on to like fun stuff like the shopping area and all those sort of things. So yeah, time lapse is done. I'll see you back in the desert village for a walkthrough. Okay, welcome back, guys. I have just recorded my outro and my walkthrough, and the audio recording crashed, so I am doing it again. Yeah, so stuff I've done off camera that wasn't in the time lapse. One is over here where I've got this like cave thing back here, and I've like fenced it off and put this like hazard tape sort of thing here to kind of like be like, oh, dangerous, don't go here. It looks like it's gonna like cave in or something, right, with the dust dropping. And then I tidied up this little like bridge sort of thing here, where, because if you stood down here you could see like all the path blocks, like the dirt and stuff under here. So I've just like tidied that up a bit, and I lit it up a little bit kind of inconspicuously so you can't like see torches and stuff. And then this guy was stuck down here. This was in the bit that I've just had to scrap because I lost the audio, but he was stuck down here, so I tried to rescue him and put him in this little pen here. So he's got like little water trough and stuff. And yeah, he can just walk over the fence. I guess he can just climb over it. So yeah, that was a waste of time. So I just wanted to kind of quickly walk through and talk about some of the stuff that I think about when I build. Like, I've mentioned it in previous videos, I think about views when you're walking about. So like, here's one, is like the waterfall, and it's like kind of like framed by all this stuff, right? Do you mind? I'm doing something here. Yeah, so I was looking at sort of inspiration, like images on Google image search and stuff of like, I was trying to think of like what trees I could put in here. One of the images, like suggested searches, it was like a desert oasis, and there was a waterfall. So I was like, screw it, I'm putting a waterfall in. So like these areas where it's got like vegetation and stuff in the desert, it's like I've put them next to water for the most part. I was going to do it up there anyway. So I thought, oh, that's how I can like tie this area together, is I'll put a waterfall in. So yeah, there's one of the views. Yeah, it's all like the water is like framed by all this stuff, right? And then similarly over here, I've got the same sort of thing, where there's like this like lagoon here, and then all this stuff kind of like frames the water in a way, and you've got this like cool like U shape, like here with like all the green stuff kind of goes up like this. Something I'm not really a fan of, because I don't think I'm good at it, is custom trees, but I think these turned out all right. I think like doing a palm tree, you have to kind of build them a bit too big to like get the right level of detail in, with like the leaves cascading down and stuff. But I think these kind of worked. I went in creative and made like 2 sizes of each of these tree types, and so I could dot them around. And yeah, I think they worked out pretty good. Something I should mention, I've got like the copper to aged copper colors everywhere, and in that vein I've sort of gone for soul lanterns over regular lanterns to kind of add more blue into the area, because it's a lot of orange, right? So this guy is just, what are you doing, man? Okay, yeah, another thing I did is I've done a lot of these like retaining wall sort of things, and the idea behind that is like, we're in a desert, right? Like there's sand everywhere. Yeah, because like sand's not stable, right? So you've got to like pack it in with the walls to kind of keep everything stable. A lot of the structure of the village is these walls are everywhere. I said that for the most part, all the like green stuff is around water, but then some places it's just dotted around because like maybe the villagers look after the stuff. So along those lines, like we've got like the azalea leaves, right, which never change color whatever biome you put them in, versus like I don't even know, these oak leaves maybe, and then we've got like the jungle leaves in the tree, or like the, you can just about see the mangrove leaves there, they've all like gone this dark color. So when I've built these in creative, I picked the jungle leaves and I thought they'd look good with the desert palette, forgetting that they would change to a darker color when I came in to put them in a desert biome. I actually kind of like it, I think. I like that these are like, this is like the trees that were already here, and the villagers, like when they've built this village, the stuff in it is like the azalea leaves, and they've retained their color because they're tended to by the villagers, whereas this is like the natural tree and it's kind of maybe slightly starved for water, even though it's like right next to the water. But does that make sense? I think that's how I'm thinking about it in my head anyway. It's not just because I'm lazy and I don't want to redo the leaves, but I feel like having that contrast as well, so it doesn't all just like, the azalea leaves don't all just blend into each other. Yeah, I think that works better anyway. So central point of the village, I guess, is the well where everyone might like meet to talk during the day or something. So we've got like copper mini blocks, and then we've got like the candles representing the copper colors. Yeah, these buildings, for the most part, they're all still the same size as they were. Some of it I've done like the doorway like one block out just to add some extra depth so it's not all like this, like all really flat. So I haven't yet edited the time-lapse, but I have done the voiceover for the time-lapse. So I mentioned in the time-lapse that the new snapshot has just come out where they changed like the librarian trades. And yeah, I figured, okay, so I might actually have to come back here at some point. And I need a building where I can stick some librarians. So all these buildings follow the same build style for the most part. But then this is now a special building that will house some librarians. And I've kind of broken with the tradition of like the flat roofs and stuff and put in the copper roof like this. So this kind of like makes it stand out more. Maybe it's an important building, and the outpost is an important building, like my house here, because that's where like the explorer from the village came and first set up shop and founded the village. And then this is like, I guess, with all the bookshelves and stuff, this is where they housed all their research and their knowledge of the area when they came exploring. So that's why it's extra like ornate with the copper roof, and it's like it denotes their copper worship religion thing. So yeah, that's what the idea was with this one. And actually, the reason it's like two buildings like this with the kind of the archway in the middle, this is meant to be representing the town hall in the starter village. I will put a screenshot up just so you can see what I'm talking about if you haven't seen that. So that's another instance of like the same thing I did with the seawall and the like retaining walls in the town that I've done so far. The people from the village have brought a design aspect or something from the village and brought it to the newer settlements. Yeah, so while I'm here, I've got another little random green patch. And while I'm here, here's another one of my favorite views. You've got like the building here, like this is like the important building, and then you've got like the trees here and like framing the other tree in the background. I don't know, I just this is one of my favorite views of the village. So this is also like the entrance to the village from the desert, right? So you come in here, and as you come up these steps, you've got like this decent view of like up this like central street here. Got a tree and some more green stuff, and yeah, you see up to these houses. And if you come around here, we've got a little farm plot and stuff. But here's another cool little street view where, as you walk down the street, like the buildings sort of like make way for this tree sort of central feature thing. Breaks with the color scheme, but I snuck in a couple of cherry saplings around the place. This building, was there a building here? I can't remember the time lapse already. This whole design palette color scheme thing is something that I came up with to build my own desert village on a multiplayer server with friends. And the way I did it was before I knew about Lightmatica. So I went in a creative world and built like a bunch of different building types that I could commit to memory and just build from memory. So there were like 5 different house designs. This was like the main one, and then this was like another one, and sometimes I would flip it so the tall bit was on this side, and then there was some that were round like this one, but they were slightly bigger. Yeah, but I like committed these building blocks to memory. It was nice to like bring that to my solo world in a way. Yeah, so we've got these like taller retaining walls here, and there's some like, I don't know, maybe this is meant to be like a garden at some point, but it's flourished, and yeah, I feel like because it's a desert, the villagers will they'll just let stuff get overgrown like this, or like this, because, I don't know, they want to honor like the whatever life has found a way to flourish in a desert. So yeah, maybe these were like little seating areas or like little picnic areas or something at some point, but now they've just become overgrown. But it's like it opposes their philosophy to cut it back or something. And then we've got almost the last little oasis type thing. Quite like this one as well. I like this sort of like roof of leaves over the top, and then you've got this down here. Another nice view. We've got like this little oasis-y bit up here with the outpost. You can kind of like frame it like this. So yeah, I guess that brings me to the end of the video. Thanks for listening to me waffle on about the world building stuff. Hopefully if that interests you, you might want to subscribe and join me on that world building journey. A like is also appreciated. So next episode, it's the melon and pumpkin farm, the iron farm, preparing for villager trading stuff. So yeah, hopefully you'll join me next time. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.